What's up, y'all? Hey, Chuck. What's up, Brandon? So, listen, this is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 15. Listen, I was. I told you guys I was going to come down here if I had something to say. And I have a few things I want to say about this episode. Now, if I'm being very honest, a lot of this episode I don't care much about, but I do have some things I want to say. So, first off, we start off once again, we are at Erica's pool house. If we gotta look at this damn renovation and see the people fawn over Erica's renovated pool house one more time, one more episode, I feel like this is the third episode that we have talked about the renovations in this damn pool house. And although I am very happy to see that Erica Jane has finally gotten this pool house renovated, even though we know she didn't pay for it and that ain't even really her house, neither here nor there. Again, we have seen it. We have seen every angle. We have seen every update. Okay. But Dorit and Bose come through. Now I want to give a shout out. Let me tell you something. I may not agree with everything that Bose does and or says on this show, but baby, when I tell you I still stand Bose, I do. And I mean that with all sincerity. And one of the reasons why I stand Bose is because Bose is so intentional. She is so intentional with everything she does on this show. Except for that boyfriend. That's a whole nother conversation. But Bose is sponsoring the final trip. They're going to St. Lucia. And number one, she highlights the fact that it's the only country in the world named after a woman, or the only. And I was like, I didn't realize that. Don't know, but St. Lucia, cool. Second of all, she comes through with the gifts for the ladies. And first of all, she gave them ladies Telfar bags. She gave them ladies Telfar bags. And again, for those who do not know who or what Telfar is a black designer. Telfar is a black designer that sort of blew up a few years ago when Beyonce carried a Telfar bag, and then it has been up and stuck since then. The fact that Bose, again, those were the gift bags, were these Telfar, because I have one of those bags. Shout out to me. But anyway, those like jelly bags that are in the different colors, I have one. I have it in brown. And she gave each one of them those Telfar bags again. And I feel like everything inside of that bag was probably a black designer or a black company as well. I don't know that to be a fact, but I feel like the majority, if not all of them, the majority were, because she has been so intentional throughout this season. The fact that you're about to get them ladies to carry them Telfar bags through Beverly Hills. And again, don't get me wrong, Telfar is a very well-known designer at this point, but it is still a black designer. And I was here for that, Bose. Absolutely here for that. Okay, moving right along. But I really didn't care about the rest of this scene, because here we are talking about Sutton, Erica. And Erica, girl, everything is not about you. Hey, Erica, everything is not about you, ma'am. I get it that Garcelle and Sutton gave you the business when you were on the hot seat, but girl, that's what they were supposed to do. That is what they were supposed to do. Because Erica, you was running around town. First of all, you were drunk. You, by your own admission, was mixing your pills and your alcohol, because you don't remember. You use that as a whole excuse as to why you would be. See, here's what I don't like, Erica. You're trying to make this about you, but you want to have a convenient memory. You used the fact that you were drinking and taking pills as an excuse for your bad behavior. So what you're not going to do is try to throw it back at Garcelle, like Garcelle was wrong for mentioning it. Girl, you were the one that said it. She was just telling you, you need to get it together. Then you need to figure out your pill to ratio balance. Because you can't use the fact that you getting high and drunk at the same time as an excuse for your bad behavior. Second of all, we're not going to sit here and act like you didn't attack her child and then blame it on the alcohol. Okay? So that's what we are not going to do, Erica. Okay, now, Erica, I've been cutting you some slack this season because I've actually been enjoying you this season, but we're not going to erase the last 2 seasons. Second of all, Sutton did absolutely question a lot of what was said, because in the beginning, y'all, we're going to call a thing a thing. In the beginning, Erica, when that article hit and that we went through, we did a whole video reading that article. That article was long and very detailed. And what Sutton wanted to know was, is my association with you going to affect me? And I don't think that was a wrong question to ask. And all Sutton was saying was, girl, are the things in this article true? Because they said that your husband took multi-millions of dollars and deposited it in your LLC in an effort to hide funds. Girl, did it happen? Now, granted, you probably can't really answer that question, which is all you had to say. But Erica, what we're not going to do is rewrite history and turn this into Sutton and Garcelle was on some sort of witch hunt against you, girl. First of all, the whole cast came for you at one point in time. I remember Sutton coming for you. Dorit coming for you. I remember Kyle coming for you. Hell, I remember Kathy making some side-eye comments about you too, girl. You playing with me, Erica, now. I've been cutting you some slack. But on the other hand, the other stuff they said, I don't disagree. Like Garcelle, you are Sutton's guard dog. Just like Bowles has become Dorit's guard dog. Like, we're not gonna sit here and pretend like what they said wasn't true. But Erica, we're not gonna make it about you, ma'am. We're not gonna make it about you. Okay. We're not gonna make it about you, Erica. Moving right along. So then they had this, so then we saw Garcelle and Sutton meeting up. And they were talking about how they was going to bring up the whole situation with Kyle going to see Morgan. Like, why can we talk about Mauricio, but we can't talk about Kyle and Morgan? Here's the reality. Hey, Garcelle, let me tell you, girl, the reason why we can't bring it up is because we don't care. Don't none of us care about the Kyle and Morgan of it all, because we already know that Kyle was playing in our faces last year with that whole Morgan situation. And so does Mauricio. Hence the reason why Mauricio was tripping through Europe with the girl that was half naked down to the grease. Like, Mauricio know what it was. You was playing in Mauricio's face last year. So that's why Mauricio finally went out, got himself an apartment, and started doing him, because I feel like he really did try to play nice and try to do it your way, which your way was y'all was going to pretend like y'all was still happily married while y'all was sleeping in separate bedrooms, probably separate houses, because we're not going to forget, Kyle, that you got 2 whole houses on that damn property. We're not going to sit here and play that game, okay? I done told y'all a million times before that that house that Kyle films in is not her main residence. That is the guest house, okay? So I feel like y'all have been living together all this time playing, pretend, but you blew it up when you decided to go get tattoos of M's all over your body that weren't for Mauricio, okay? That was for Morgan. When you was out here giggling and blushing, filming with Morgan while you had Mauricio over here on hold. And she even said it later on in the episode that she sort of had Mauricio on hold. So, girl, don't nobody want to hear that. I don't care, Garcelle. I don't care. And then you could try to make it seem like that Sutton is scared of Kyle because she don't want to confront Kyle. Girl, I don't think Sutton is so much what she did say she don't want to make Kyle mad, but I don't think she's scared of Kyle. I honestly think they just don't care. Like, I feel like you really care way too much, Garcelle. Garcelle, can you go find you a man? I know you tried to do the whole rent-a-man thing, and it didn't really work out. Garcelle, find you some. Moving right along. So then we see Bowles have this conversation with Kyle. Can I tell you? And again, this is why, even though I don't agree with everything that Bowles does and says, this is why I still stand Bowles. Baby, that was the realest conversation. That conversation between Bowles and Kyle, baby, was the realest conversation that I think any of these ladies, including her sister, has had with Kyle. Because Bowles threw that thing right back in Kyle's face. Bowles let it be known, listen, I hear what you're saying, been there and done that. And it's hard when the marriage gets put in our face. And she really, because Kyle tried to do the whole crying thing, baby, and Bowles was like, get them tears out. When you get done getting them tears out, we're going to have a conversation because the things need to be said. The things need to be said, girl. The tears don't move me. The tears don't move me. But let's get to the bottom of this. Let's break this thing all the way down the way it needs to be broken down. And I feel like that conversation that Bowles had with Kyle was so real. And Bowles said, listen, when I left my husband, I didn't want to be the bad guy. I didn't want to be the one that filed for divorce. And here's the thing I loved. I loved how she paused. Like, I'm going to let that sink in what I just said, Kyle. I didn't want to be married anymore, but I didn't want to be the bad guy. So we separated, but I didn't want to be the one to file for divorce. And then Bose brought up the picture. And she said she gave the example of when her husband had this new woman, and then when she went to the hospital and she saw this woman rubbing all on the man's head and kissing him, and she was like, oh, hell no, this bitch got to go. And then she flipped it and said to Kyle, well, why is it different now? And she said, well, the picture changed everything. And once again, Bose paused and said, the picture changed everything, huh? Now, I don't know if y'all got from that what I got from that. Maybe I'm reaching. Tell me, Chuck. Tell me if I'm reaching, Chuck. Tell me if I'm reaching. But what I heard Bose say to Kyle, what I was saying it was, you said the picture changed everything. And you keep saying that Mauricio's not stupid. How could he, the paparazzi really don't be hanging out at the airport like that. And Mauricio really ain't Rob. He's not Brad Pitt. So why would the paparazzi, you feel like he was a setup. So why would the paparazzi take this picture? Because the picture changed everything. Because now the picture, Kyle, has put you in a mindset that changes where y'all are. Because how about neither one of y'all wanted to be the bad guy? You didn't want to be the bad guy, even though you really didn't want to be in that marriage anymore. Mauricio didn't want to be the bad guy. He moved out, but you were still holding on. Kyle, we're going to call a thing. He moved out, but you were still holding on. I'm going to say that one more time. He moved out, but you were still holding on. But the picture changed everything. So let's revisit what Kyle said last week about, I don't know how Mauricio let himself get caught like that. Somebody must have set that picture up. I mean, I don't think Mauricio knew the paparazzi was there. I think it was a setup. Like, why would somebody care about Mauricio? You think? Mauricio posting pictures of him in Aspen with the women on a snow tube and half dressed. See, sometimes people do things to push you away because they don't know how to, they can't face the heartache of breaking your heart to your face, so to speak. So they want to make you angry enough that you make the decision. Am I reaching, Chuck? Chuck said, I'm taller. Let me bring it down. Am I reaching? No, y'all tell me if I'm reaching, because that's what I walked away with. That is what I walked away with, y'all. Tell me if I'm reaching. I'm going to pause for a second. Chuck said, when Bose told that story about the other woman in her dying husband's hospital room, that was me. Ooh, Chuck. That was your experience too, boo. Chuck said, so you got it too, Chuck. And I feel like that's what Bose was trying to get Kyle to understand, baby. When I tell y'all that, I might be reaching, but I'm preaching. Okay, Cajun. When I say that was the realest conversation that I feel like anybody had with Kyle, because Kyle, you spent so much time last week worrying about who this woman was and who set the picture up. Girl, you missed the message. The picture changed everything, though. Now you're ready to move forward with a more permanent situation. Y'all said I walked away not caring, but I agree. There you go. That's my opinion. And again, I could be reaching, but that's what I walked away, because if you really feel like nobody walked, no paparazzi really be in that particular airport. I mean, Sutton said the same thing last week. She said, hell, she walked through that airport with Jennifer Aniston and ain't nobody even take no pictures of them, okay? Well, Jennifer Aniston, not Sutton, She said, and then you really feel like it was a setup, but see, you was trying to feel like that the girl set it up. No. No, mon frere. No, mon frere. Then we had, and I think Kyle got it too. She ain't gonna admit it, but I think she got what Bose was putting down. But I was here for it. Now, Bose, I really wish you could take some of this great advice you give to these other ladies and use it on yourself, but we'll get there in a second. Then we have this Dorit PK conversation. Can I say something? I know that the rumor was that this was all fake. I know that the rumor was that PK and Dorit were faking this whole separation thing because of their money issues. Oh, put a pin in that. Word on the curb is Baby, Dorit owe the people around town money. Dorit owes the glam people that do. She had the same glam person that did Kathy Hilton, and word on the curb is she owed them people money, which is another reason why she is persona non grata, which is probably another reason why she be looking half-ass in these episodes. You can definitely tell that Dorit is not getting glam like she used to. You could definitely tell that when she does get glam, it is very basic. Baby, she gets the basic package. She gets the glam, the basic package. Or she doing it her damn self. Because it is certainly not the same glam that Dorit used to get. I mean, Dorit is looking really normal. And listen, here's the thing. She's not an ugly woman. But you can absolutely tell that she is not getting the deluxe glam squad package. She just not. I agree, Cajun. I don't think she looks bad, but go back to season 1, Dorit, and look at this season, Dorit. It is definitely not the same. Now, let me say this, but let's get back to this conversation. I'm going to be honest with y'all. After this conversation, I don't think this is fake. And if it is fake, baby PK, you need an award. If this separation is fake, PK need an award. Here's why I feel like that. So first of all, Dorit, in true Dorit fashion, we'll get to the email second. Let's talk about when PK was trying to explain to you why he got angry with you with the separation. He was like, once I made a decision that I was going to separate we were going to separate, I moved out of the home and I was getting an apartment. And like he said it was a basic apartment. He said it was probably the smallest dwelling he's, been in, whatever, which sounds to me like it wasn't no extravagant condo, on Malibu, on the beach or whatever. It sounded like it was a very basic apartment, probably 1, maybe 2 bedrooms, so somewhere for the kids to sleep when they come to visit. And he said you felt like you had to be, and he said part of my problem with you is your controlling manner, and you felt like you had a right to tell me where I should live, and you were trying to control the situation, and I was trying to explain to you don't have any control over where I'm getting ready to move. That is not your place. And it went right over Dorit's head, and she was like, yes, I should. No, you should not. Y'all are, see, I don't know, y'all know the definition of separate. He was moving out of the home. You don't get to tell him where he can move. You don't get to control what that looks like, where that is. Now, again, I understand financially, you may be like, well, you can't go out and get, $5 million condo, but it doesn't sound like that's what he was doing. It doesn't sound like he was being extravagant or ridiculous. It sounded like he was just trying to find somewhere to lay his head until he could figure this out. And it does sound like he wants to try. He said, you're my best friend, but we lost that somewhere. Somewhere we lost our friendship, and we got to get our friendship back before we can think about the rest of this. So then we get to this email, baby, when PK told her, you really want to get into that email right now? And I feel like that was him saying, you really want to talk about this on camera? Like, do you really want to go there? And she wanted to focus on the financial piece of it. And he was like, whoa, I laid my heart out to you in that email. It wasn't all about finances. It wasn't all about money. I was really laying out to you how I felt, how we got here, and what we need to do to fix it. And you focused on the money piece of it. He said, yeah. What I said and see, this is where she misrepresented that email to Erica and to Kathy and to Bowles when they were at lunch. She made it seem like he just sent her this email saying, okay, so listen, on the first of the month, you're going to have to take care of this, and that, and I'll do this, and this, and happy life. And that's not what it sounds like the email was. And here's how I know, and I know it was edited before somebody tell me that, but here's how I know that PK probably wasn't lying, because Dorit didn't correct him. He said, I put those things in the email to let you know what it's going to look like if we go through with this divorce. If this becomes permanent, I'm letting you know that I will not be paying all of these bills on a permanent basis if this goes in that direction. He said, but that email was about more than just finances. He said, so then she brought up the whole, well, you told me to get an attorney. He said, yeah, I told you to get an attorney because me and you right now ain't communicating well. So I told you that you need to get an attorney and I need to get an attorney to help us navigate through this because we're not doing a good job of doing it ourselves. And the more I listen to PK talk, I said, everything PK is saying makes perfect sense. Dorit, it sounds like you're being, extra and being dramatic, and you are misrepresenting how these conversations have gone. At least tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. Maybe I'm biased against Dorit. I don't know. But y'all, the more I'm listening to this, I'm like, that is not what that man said to you. That is what you're choosing to hear. I hope all this comes out of the reunion for Bowles and Erica to see. Yeah. When PK wanted her to lawyer up to have a mediator, that made me further question this 4-hour therapy session. When she asked him if he wanted a divorce, why ask that when he said in therapy he did? Dorit line. Thank you, Paul. Paul says you're right. And I agree with that. Y'all, and I said the same thing. I said, hold up. This therapy session sounded more like a mediation to me. The more she talked, the more it sounded like a mediation. And PK probably did lose his cool. He probably did lose his cool and say, see, this is why I want a divorce. Because I can't do this with you. Because if Dorit was doing the same thing in that therapy session that her ass was doing at this lunch and at the last time we saw them go out to lunch, I understand why PK was like, I can't make this work. But baby, when PK said, you're my best mate, and we've lost that, and we got to get that back before we can do anything else. I felt that. I believe he meant that. I really believe he meant that. And the one thing he said is Dorit has changed. And I do think, let me tell you, and I said this before and I'm going to keep saying it. It really makes me look back now on all the things, on the fact that Lisa Vanderpump brought Dorit on this show because off the strength of her and PK's friendship. And the fact that he lost that friendship with Lisa Vanderpump, let me tell you what I won't be surprised to see. I would not be surprised to see PK on the next season of Vanderpump Rules with him and Lisa and Ken sitting down having a conversation. I wouldn't be surprised to see that because PK and Lisa Vanderpump were friends in real life. And they've been friends for years. And I absolutely believe that Lisa, off the strength of her friendship with PK, brought Dorit on this damn show. And I do think that Dorit has probably changed because she got a little bit. Y'all know how it goes with these Housewives shows. They go from being in the shadows to getting a little clout, going down to watch what happens live in BravoCon. They become a Bravo celebrity and really think they doing something. And then we've seen it, y'all. We've seen this story happen over and over and over again when it comes to these Housewives or these reality shows. And I really think I would not be surprised to see it. I'm just telling y'all, I would not be surprised to see PK try to fix his friendship with Lisa because they were friends in real life. Dorit changed when PK bought her that gold Bentley convertible and she never drove a child because I think he rented it for the purposes of the show. I don't think he ever really bought that damn Bentley. We never saw that Bentley again, child. I think we saw her drive that Bentley maybe once or twice that season, and we ain't never see that Bentley again. Child, please. He rented that Bentley for a month so she could film in it and he could do the whole, oh my gosh. Remember when Harry bought Lisa that bought Lisa that Tesla, child. We saw Lisa drive that Tesla for the next 3 seasons. Child, we got sick of seeing Lisa in that damn Tesla. Either Lisa was in the Tesla or the Tesla was in the driveway when she was filming. Child, that was really Lisa's damn Tesla, okay? But that gold Bentley, we ain't seen it since. We look at these other reality shows, how Toya still got that damn baby blue Porsche. She been driving that baby blue Porsche for 3 seasons. What's her name? Simone got that same Porsche. And that don't mean they can't afford a new one. But you usually see these cars on somewhat of a regular basis. A Bentley is not something that's just a fly-by-night car. That's a real commitment. Hell, a Bentley costs more than some people's houses. Shit. So, The next scene we see is Bose and the boyfriend and the daughter. And can I be honest and tell y'all, I didn't care nothing about it. I didn't care nothing about this scene. Bose, I don't like him for you. I don't like this situation. And even though I applaud your daughter for asking all of the right questions, which she was asking some good questions, I don't give him no points for giving the right answer. He was supposed to give those answers. Those were the answers he was supposed to give. I don't give him no credit for being able to give the right answer. And then, Bose, girl, this is why I got to side-eye you, because you running around Beverly Hills giving all this great advice to everybody else. But when it comes to you, you don't have the best advice. You going to say the Miss CEO, COOC, whatever. You mean to tell me your daughter is asking questions that you said you're afraid to ask? You're afraid to ask this man how many kids? You're afraid to ask this man, well, where are we going to live? If and when we get together? You're afraid to ask this man if he wants to marry you first, have babies later, move in first, have babies later. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Yeah, Bose, I didn't care. The next scene, I didn't really care nothing about either. Mauricio and Kyle have a conversation. I don't care about none of that. I promise y'all I don't. I just said all I got to say about the Kyle Mauricio of it all. I don't care. The ladies pack up to go down to the Saint of the Lucia. And again, you know, it's beautiful. You know, they fly out. We see them do the whole flying out, packing and all that shit. Y'all know how we got to go through all of that, child. It is beautiful, right? I've been to St. Lucia. And let me tell you something. We got a little revelation from Miss Jennifer Tilly in this episode. Jennifer Tilly said, listen, I just wanted these girls to like me. And it's been really, really hard to get. It's very cliquey. And it's been very hard for me to get in where I fit in. And I think that's why Jennifer does these things, like shows the people the money and be so extravagant. I mean, she was showing off her Hermes, vintage jewelry box. And I think she does these things because she did grow up poor. She talked a little bit about that. Because she did grow up poor, because she did grow up as the outsider. She said her whole life she tried to be part of the in crowd. And I think now, because she has money, she thinks she can buy her way into those spaces, and she still doesn't feel accepted. Baby, that's another. You need to have that conversation with your therapist. You're going to need to get on the couch and you're going to need to have that conversation with your therapist. But I hear you, Jennifer. The ladies arrive in St. Lucia again. It is beautiful. Like they each have they have 3 different villas. Bose, Erica, and Dorit are in one villa. Jennifer, Sutton, and Garcella in another villa, and then Kathy and Kyle are in the third villa. Here's what I don't understand. If there are 3 ladies in the first villa and then 3 ladies in the third villa, why do Sutton and Jennifer have to share a bed when Erica, Dorit, and Bose don't have to share a bed? You couldn't get another 3-bedroom villa? Now, I don't know if they were joking about sharing the bed or if they were serious about sharing the bed, but whatever. Dorit needs to be accepted by Kyle, Lisa, and Erica, so she decided to become one of the mean girls, and that attitude drifted off into a marriage. Ooh, that's a good observation, Callie girl. Very good observation. Then we see where, once again, we're right back where we started. Sutton mad at Dorit, talking about Dorit barely spoke to me, and Dorit this and Dorit that, yada, yada, yada. And then we have Dorit over in the other villa talking to Bose and Erica, basically saying pretty much the same thing about Sutton. And I promise y'all, I don't care. I do not care. And I saw the previews for next week, y'all. And I'm going to be honest. I honestly do not want a whole episode of the Dorit Sutton show. I'm over it. I'm burnt. I'm tired. I don't care. I don't care about the Sutton Dorit of it all. I promise you I don't. So I really hope that this St. Lucia trip is not going to be all about the 2 of them fighting over the same shit. I don't care. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm ready for this season to be, and I love Beverly Hills, and I still love Beverly Hills, right? But I am ready for this season to be over. I feel like everybody's storyline has been exhausted. There's not one storyline going on that I care anymore about. So I know the finale is March the 25th and then the reunions. I'm really serious when I tell you guys that there's not one storyline part of this season that I care anymore about. I don't care about Bowles and her boyfriend and her baby situation. I don't care about Kyle and Mauricio. I do kind of still care about PK and Dorit, but I want to hear from PK. I honestly don't want to hear nothing else from Dorit. I care about it, but I want to hear PK. And I want PK uninterrupted. So I don't want Dorit there. Like, I want a one-on-one with PK, and I want to hear what PK has to say without Dorit being there to cut him off or try to child explain everything that he's saying. I don't like it. Garcelle don't have a storyline, so there's nothing there for me to care about. Erica's storyline was renovating this damn pool house. That's over. Don't care. Sutton, I don't know what Sutton's storyline was either. Was it her mama, her getting her acceptance? Was it her starting her new clothing line? Don't care. So this season need to be over because honestly, we've exhausted. I will say this. I still love Beverly Hills. It's still it's gonna always, because it was the first Real Housewives franchise I ever watched. So for me, it sort of has a special place in my heart. I love the addition of Bowles this season. But overall, y'all, this season didn't really give a lot, if I'm being honest. But we're gonna see how we end. So we have next week. If the finale is March the 25th, so I guess that means we have 2 more episodes then, and then 3, because the March the 25th is the finale. So we have 3 more regular episodes. So y'all know 2 of those episodes are gonna be St. Lucia, and then the 3rd episode, I guess, is gonna be everybody going back home and yada yada yada. I guess there'll be one final event. Who hasn't had an event this season? Erica hasn't had a party. Dorit had a party. Kathy had a party. Garcelle had a party. Sutton had a party. Jennifer had a party. I guess did Kyle have an event? I don't remember Kyle having an event, and I don't remember Erica having an event. So the final event may be one of those 2 women hosting some sort of finale event. And that'll be the end of that. Did I hear about Anne-Marie's accusations? I heard something about Anne-Marie saying that Garcelle isn't a girl's girl and she plays the race card or something. Anne-Marie, girl, come and talk to me when you don't accept the fact that your husband thinks you are 8.5 out of 10. Talk to me then. How about that? Talk to me when your husband stops supporting Trump. How about that? I don't really give a damn about Anne-Marie's opinion of Garcelle until she can address why her husband supports Donald Trump. How about that? Kyle did have a party. Remember, she had that cowboy party. So maybe the final party might be Erica's. Maybe the final party might be Erica's. Because Erica hasn't had a party this season, has she? Or did she spend all of her money on renovating that damn pool house? She should go back to where she's from. Yeah, again, I don't expect a lot from a woman who, 1, is married to a Trump supporter, and 2, who her husband thinks she's an 8.5 out of 10. You know what? Give me shelter. And what I'm getting ready to say, I know y'all might not agree with, and it may not even make sense to y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Dorit supporting Donald Trump does not hit me the same way as a black man supporting Donald Trump. Dorit, I don't like nobody supporting Donald Trump. Let me be clear. I'm not giving nobody a pass. But Dorit supporting Trump don't hit me the same way as this black man supporting Trump. You know what? Y'all know what? Does that make sense what I'm saying? I don't expect anything more from rich white people. And I know that Dorit, they saying that Dorit is broke and she owe people money. I got all of that. But I don't expect nothing from rich white people, because a lot of Donald Trump's policies support rich white people and their ideology. And I know that might sound kind of fucked up, what I'm just saying, and it may not make sense to y'all, but like they tell me that like half the hell, let's call a thing. Probably 90% of the rich white housewives support Donald Trump. His policies benefit them. His policies benefit rich white people. But when I see a black man support, that thing just do something to me. Well, yeah, listen. Now the broke white people, I ain't got nothing for them. You dumb. You just an idiot. You stupid, and you gonna, now it's fuck around and find out season. But y'all, that's what I have. So tomorrow night we will be at JB's channel. I will share it on my community wall. If you should be subscribed to JB, but if you are not, we will I will put it on my community wall. That's where we'll be tomorrow night discussing this episode with the panel. It's gonna be myself and I was gonna say YB Lord, myself, Yarel, JB. I hope Belle can meet us. Belle has a lot going on, and sometimes she has to work, so sometimes she can't always make it. But I hope she can make it tomorrow night. And Scotty, and we're gonna get into all of the things, and I would love to hear everybody else's perspective on this episode. And until then, if y'all haven't already gone over to wish Tia happy birthday, go wish him a happy birthday. Put it under one of his videos as a comment, or you can shoot him a message over on Instagram. Y'all know. Just wish him a happy birthday. Today is his day, honey. And I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace. Mwah. Child, Scotty probably ain't watching it, but he'll be there. One thing about Scotty that I love is if he make a commitment, he's going to stick to it. And he made a commitment. Now, he might be suffering through it, and he might be mad about it, but he made a commitment. He'll be there. He'll be there. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Good night.